Open up questions for Sam Towns, Javontae Campbell.
Yeah, just starting out with the game, one thing that stood out was their three-point shooting, especially, the volume and the efficiency. It accounted for half their shots. They shoot 53.8% from deep. Is there anything that you all saw defensively that allowed for their success, or what did you make of that outcome there from their three-point effort?
I feel like we just had a lot of scouting mistakes that put us in that position. We'll have to sit down, learn from it, and just start getting more gritty and guarding the 3 and the 2.
It was a run late, 10-0 swing for you guys to reclaim the lead with around 7 minutes left. I believe it was 64-63. Was there anything you saw that allowed for you all to come back down the stretch there, and what you might have made of that run there late?
I'd say just playing hard and staying together. It's a game of runs, so it's basketball in general. It's a game of runs. So I'd say at that point we were just trusting each other and knowing that it's still a game that we can win, and especially with the home crowd going like that, it's easy to get a nice run going.
Javontae, 31 points for you tonight. I want to say around 65% shooting is what I have it as, adding 7 assists. Thoughts on your performance? What went into the offensive success and the efficiency out there tonight individually?
Just makes it more easier when coach and my team believes in me. And so, I'm just more confident out there when my number's called.
You guys this season have liked to go into your zone defense at times during the game, and it felt like the shooting kept you guys in man a lot. Did that affect your guys' defensive strategy throughout the contest?
I wouldn't say so. I think the zone's kind of Achilles heel for us, and at the end of the day, we got to get down. We got to sit down and guard. So you always can't look for a zone just to save you every day. So that's on us. We just got to go back, look at the film, and make sure we take this day and this rest of this week to get gritty and learn how to get back to playing defense the way we know how.
6 points off the turnovers. You guys, in the past 2 games, only 9 steals, came into the game averaging 11 a game. Is there a recent trend with you guys that you think, other than the grittiness, in terms of forcing the steals? Do you think it's how opponents are playing you that's been different in conference play?
I feel like we play more straight up. I think teams has realized that, so they play more safer with the ball. So that just means we have to play better one-on-one, just stay in gaps, and just be more I would say disciplined in gaps, things like that. Not go for those steals.
You guys scored 48 points in the paint today. Did you guys feel like because of how do you guys get that sort of success today against a team that's like pretty up there in height-wise and experience-wise?
I think we did a good job just sharing the ball, getting late shot clock. And once you share the ball and move to get the defense shifted a lot, the paint opens up. And I think our bigs did a tremendous job of sealing the other bigs to just allow us to have open paint drives. So once our bigs do a good job like that, and we got guards like Tay and other guys that can get in the paint and just create and cause havoc, it's pretty easy to score in the paint.
You each had a couple big plays, but especially Troy had that big dunk in the first half there that got the bench on its feet there. When you guys are fighting back in a game, how big are those big moments there?
They're major, but I would think of it as a regular play. We're just playing hard. The bench is always hyped. So plays like that, I feel like we should start looking at those like simple plays.
Yeah, just 2 points at the end of the day. We're not getting more than 2 points, but it's always good to get the bench involved and seeing the crowd get hyped and stuff like that. It's always happy to see, especially your big man getting active like that. It's good to see.
More questions for our players? Great, thank you guys. All right. We'll go straight to questions for Coach Simon.
So, when you guys finally regained the lead in that second half, off that Justin Thomas layup, how much did the Ryan Sable 3, obviously that hurt your momentum, but how much do you think that affected the game, moving forward after that 4-point play?
Yeah, that was a huge play for them, and they were on fire all night, and we've got to do a better job staying disciplined in that situation. But to his credit, he made a tough shot over length, and it definitely kind of stymied our momentum a little bit.
I mean, despite the loss, it feels like all these past two games, Josiah Shackford, he's turned into like a really gritty guard for you guys. He's always fighting for those rebounds on those defensive plays. How have you seen that grow throughout, such a young player throughout this season?
Yeah, he's continuing to get better, and he's finding a way to get on the floor with his defense, which is as a young player that wasn't necessarily his forte, but he wants to play, and so he found a niche, and he continues to get better and better. He's still a very young player, doesn't have a lot of time under his belt, but the toughness we certainly admire.
Coach, every time you guys felt like you were clawing back in this game, bringing it to a 2-possession, 1-possession game, even taking the lead at one point in that second half, it felt as if Buffalo would hit a big three and then the offense would sort of teeter off and fall off. What do you think adjustments Buffalo made, if any, to stop you guys from continuing your runs?
We got to defend. We shoot 50 from the floor and 35 from three with only 10 turnovers. You're supposed to win with those offensive numbers, but defensively is nowhere near what we're about. And give up 14 threes, and when an emphasis to try to take that away from them was kind of what we worked on for a couple of days. So we were really undisciplined at critical times, and teams, when they catch fire, they make you pay for that. So hats off to them. I thought we did a pretty good job, keeping them out of the paint. They have 24 points in the paint, but when you give up 14 threes, you just don't have a chance.
Defensive discipline seems to be the common theme coming out of the game. How do you guys go about fixing that in the middle of conference play?
Yeah, Thursday is going to be a bloodbath. That was the message in the locker rooms. They're going to strap up. This is not what we're about. And, the guys that are on the bus to play defense are going to move forward. The guys that are not, we'll still have a seat, but it's going to be more in a different role. So we're going to defend. That's what this program's about. And tonight we didn't. You don't give up 89 points on your home floor. You don't give up 14 threes on your home floor. And so we've got 2 practices to really get after it and fix it.
You guys were making the late run to come back. Javontae took over again, scored the final 10 points for the team. What is it about him in those late game moments where he's just able to turn it on time after time?
Yeah, he's just a spectacular player. We just enjoy having him in the Bowling Green jersey. Just going to go down as one of the greats here, and time again. But the 7 assists, 2 turnovers, he gets other people involved. Defense is key on him, and he still finds ways to score. And we've got to do a little bit better job knocking down shots when we get him around him, because he does get guys open. But you can't say enough about what he does on the offensive end.
Coach, just kind of talk about in those last couple minutes where it might not have looked like the game was going to be in reach for you guys, but the team continued to play with pride. I saw Sam Towns with the block, Josiah Shackford with some great defense on that side. Just kind of talk about how pride is so important at the end of the day.
Yeah, this group, there's no question of their character and how hard they play. They've always played to the very last whistle, and that's all we were going to do. I had no problem. Ruff gets a interesting foul there down stretch, and it's fine. Those things are going to happen when you're playing hard all the way to the whistle. We're always going to play to the whistle, and this group will never quit, and I admire that about them. We've just got to be a little cleaner on how we execute 40 minutes.
Those 48 points in the paint there, it seems like your identity is becoming less of a three-point shooting team. We'll hit it when we want to, but more of a we're going to attack you and we're going to go at the rim there. You saw Troy get ticked off at the rim a few different times, throwing it down there. Do you feel like that's an identity that you guys should lean into as we get into the final bits of conference season?
That's exactly what we are, and we've made it very clear. I think we've fixed our offensive ails. We've been really scoring the ball and efficient. And as we kind of changed our identity to a more attacking style and controlling shot selection a little bit more and dialing in on that. And I think as we did that and put so much focus on that, now we've got some slippage on the offensive side. So I've got to put my hard hat on and fix that.
A lot of attention to the 14 threes, of course, but I look too at the difference in the free throws, right? 2 of 3 for Buffalo at the line in the first half, and then 15 of 19 there at the end. I mean, those 15 points would win you the game there. Do you think that was just a slip in discipline with the fouls, or was that just they hit more and they worked their way to the line more in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, we're an attacking team. You know, for whatever reason, the last couple of games, we haven't shot very many free throws. You know, generally speaking, I think Javontae gets beat up pretty good, and you know, so it's kind of feel bad for him, but that's part of the deal. And so, for whatever reason, yeah, we've just been on the wrong side of that for a couple games now, where we have maybe got as many on that side as they get on the other side. But you know, that's part of how it goes.
Any more questions?
Yeah, couple conference games here before the MAC Sun Belt Challenge, Central Michigan, then Ball State. From there, the calendar flips to February for the final full month of regular season play. Is there anything you're looking for out of the group down that final stretch, especially given, you know, how tight the conference essentially is top to bottom?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of at the halfway point. Yeah, I don't think anyone in the league had as difficult of a first 9 that we had. And you know, so that puts you know, through the tough stretch, and now we got some home games in February. We got a really nice stretch where we're home for a big chunk of it. You know, as part of, you know, I think 5 of our first 8 were on the road, and it beats you up a little bit having Justin Thomas, you know, limited for that 3 weeks. You know, really hurt us, and it will be good to hopefully get him back. More full strength, and you know, you hope when you're home that you can start to see, you know, a few of those guys, you know, him getting back into his groove, because he was a key player for us. But yeah, we've got to just take it game by game and get better, and that's where our focus is really.
Any more questions for Coach? Great, thank you.
Thank you. Drive safe.